Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays and welcome back to the channel. Yes, you have some ducks on the screen. You may have just seen some ducks on Pantooth's video a few days ago, which made me really make the reason to make this video. So today we have the top 5 Blitz events. Yes, I decided to do the top 5 Blitz events. Now, most of these events are literally back in the day because Wargaming don't do these events no more. Now, this one was pretty much one of the newest event kind of modes or whatever that Wargaming have done, and this was what, 2 years ago, something like that, 2-3 years ago, I think 2 years ago. It was a fun little event. You didn't gain anything from it. It was just, instead of playing tanks, you playing ducks. There was 3 different ducks that you could choose from. One with just a sort of single shotgun, one with an auto-loader, and one that shoots shark torpedoes. So it was something completely different. So imagine just playing World of Tanks Blitz, and then all of a sudden they bring this into the game, and you're a duck. You're a duck. So it was good for Wargaming. I think they actually bring it in the what do you call it, in April Fools. I think it was April Fools a couple of years ago, and people enjoyed it and people want it back, even though it doesn't do anything. It doesn't get you masteries. Maybe it earns you credits. I can't exactly remember, but it was something different. It was something different, something free. You didn't have to pay, and people like that. People like that. They like the all the different things. I mean, all the game modes. If Wargaming just bought a game mode in one game mode, people would get bored of it, which is why Wargaming keep changing up the game modes. They all different. So when they got this event into the game, it was fun. It was fun for a little bit. It was fun for a little bit. You played too much of World of Ducks, then yeah, of course it would get boring. But for the first sort of 10, 20 battles or so, maybe not even that, it was just so funny and unbelievably different to what you normally play in the game. As I've said, it meant nothing. It meant nothing to anyone's stats, just like the game modes that they have now. Whereas the game modes they have now, you can earn XP, you can earn credits, you can pretty much do all that. So I do think Wargaming, should they bring World of Ducks back? Just why not? Because there are a lot of new people out there. It was only there for a week or so. So yeah, I do think they should bring this back. It's been 2 years. Why not bring it back for a little bit? So World of Ducks is up there in the top 5. Next up is the Dracula and Hellsing event. Now, this is probably the best event for winning tanks. Now, both of these tanks were completely overpowered, and the best thing about these tanks is you could get them absolutely free. Now, Wargaming still do events like this, similar, but almost all the time it's impossible to actually earn the tank outright. It's only possible to sort of get a huge discount off the tank, where this event you could only win one of them. I don't think you had time to win them both. You only could win one of them, but you could win one of them and then start the next one and get a massive discount of the next tank. So you had to either pick the Dracula or the Hellsing. You couldn't go with both. I picked the Dracula, but then I managed to get the Hellsing for very, very, very cheap. So definitely up there. And again, Wargaming should do these events more, where you can actually win these tanks for free. Not so much overpowered tanks like these two, but just in general, tier 7 tanks that you can win for free. Next up, I've spoke about this before, and it is the Mark 1 heavy event. Now, we just literally went onto YouTube, put Mark 1, and I downloaded the third video where I see, which is Me Master Gamer's video. So if you haven't subscribed to him, go subscribe to him. He's just got over 50k subs. Been doing YouTube a long time, and he streams quite regularly. So this mode, this was only in the game for about a week, maybe 2 weeks, and it put you into a matchmaking with all the other Mark 1 heavies. So you could only come up against Mark 1 heavies. So there's always 14 Mark 1 heavies in a game. And again, it was something different. Now, the difference between this one is this does go towards your stats. So people like me who are ace mad, mastery badge mad, when I played this tank, I could not stop playing it until I had the ace, because there's people out there now that played this tank that wasn't after the aces, and now they want to ace all the tanks in the game. Whereas now, because Wargaming removed this, there is no possible way of acing this tank. It's still on your stats because it's something you played in regular battles, so it's still on your stats, but there is always going to be that one mastery badge missing because of this tank. Now, I have spoken to Wargaming about this tank, and I have asked, because it is still in the game files. I still have the tank on my NA account, which I can't play in regular battles. I can take it in training rooms, and I've asked a question: is this going to come back? And they have literally they haven't said no, they haven't said yes. They said it could come back. So hopefully it does come back in the future. People have missed out on the ace, and it would be nice for people to play it again. Again, it's something different. It's been like 4 or 5 years since that tank was released. Next up, we have the Defender, the IS3 Defender event. And this was another event where you could get the tank for absolutely free. You just had to get so many wins, or so much, pretty much like the Dracula and stuff like that event. I can't exactly remember how this was done, but you just had to play the game and you earn whatever it was you earned. Now, the thing with the Defender, everyone wanted it because it was something completely different. It was an auto-loader IS3, and everyone was just like, I want this tank. Now, the thing with this one, there was only a maximum amount of tanks to be given, and that's why everyone just wanted to grind the tank and hopefully get it. I think it was like 50,000 or something like that. So the IS3 Defender, you could get the tank for absolutely free. I got mine for free, and that was just a good event back in the day. Now, for me, the most fun event, but also the worst event, was the T49A. And again, this was a while ago, and a lot of people haven't seen this tank. They may have heard about the tank because of the missiles, but they haven't seen the tank. Now, this was one of the last games I played in the tank, and it was just so fun. It was the most fun I have played, or it's the most fun I have had in World of Tanks Blitz in 6 years. It was only fun if you was playing this tank. If you was in a tier 6, tier 7 or a tier 8 tank other than this, then it wasn't so fun. The ammo rack you would get from this tank, the ammo racks you would get from this tank was insane. It was completely broken. Here we're going to go with the first ammo rack of the game. Straight up, it was like you had like a 90% chance of ammo rack in a tank. Doesn't even matter where you shot, you would ammo rack tanks. Now, we would string this. We would sort of get 4 or 5 ammo racks in one game sometimes. It was absolutely crazy. It was fun. And again, it was different because it was missiles. It was completely different back then. We didn't see anything like that in the game ever. So we've only had one shot now, ammo rack, second shot, ammo rack, and that is what this tank was. The T49 had just not long been released, and that tank was broken because of the ammo rack, the ammo rack module damage that it would do to the enemy team. And the only way to counter a T49 back then was playing a T49A. Both shells with this, not like the Sheridan now. This has heat and HE. Both of them were missiles, so you didn't have any normal. You didn't have any sort of normal ammo. They were both missiles. A little bit different to Control. You didn't have the marker. You actually had to sort of aim it as we're doing now. Obviously, it was broken on PC because all you had to do is auto aim on someone and look up in the air, and the tank would, and the missile would literally go into the enemy, and there was no sort of time limit or distance limit on the missiles. You could just fire it. We're going to see it in a minute, actually. You could just fire it into the air all around the map, and then it will go into the enemy. So we're going to see that in a minute, because we're going to take a shot and then sort of a few seconds later we're going to have the missile just fly past us. So yeah, definitely for me, these are the top 5 events. Let me know what your top 5 events were in the game, and we're just going to finish up. It was a decent battle. We managed to clear that T-49A there, and that T-49A that just shot us, he missed, but watch, there we go, there's his shell. That was like 10 seconds after he died, his shell come flying past me. So yeah, that's why it was completely broken. Everything about the tank was completely broken. The way you can aim, the missile itself, the ammo rack damaged, or the module damage, as I say. And you literally, if you had a game and you didn't ammo rack someone in that game, you must have played it bad. You must have played the tank really, really bad. But we are going to end up just about with 1,000 supremacy points. We do get the kill, and we do get 7 kills. So for me, that is my top 5 events Wargaming has ever put into Blitz. I may have missed 1 or 2, but for me, this is personally my favourite. Again, let me know your favourites in the comment below. Please subscribe. I need those subscribers. We need 60,000 subs, guys. Let's get there. I'm Meadsy. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye. With